Hey you, I'm the Queen of Shade. Welcome to the interview. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit my Cash App to support your favorite content creator. Now let's get to the interview. Mwah.
Let me tell you something. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. You're a bougie bitch and your mama is too. Said you're a bougie bitch and your mama is too.
Salutations, Tufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation, moving full speed ahead with these interviews that are not really interviews, they're conversations between myself and other people that inspire me, that uplift me, that are just gorgeous beyond compare, and so forth and so on. Having said that, I have someone that you need to meet right now. This young man is a performer. He's a model. He's a creator. He also has this tag that we're going to have him explain, but the tagline says, verse boys are better. So we're going to act like we don't know what that means, and we are going to ask him to explain that. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Roly Santos.
Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Hi, baby. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing, baby?
I'm good, but guess what? Not as good as you. You came prepared. you got the lighting, you got the picture, the artwork, and the video. You're like, okay, this is my Barbara Walters moment.
I mean, we're trying to like keep it as profesh as possible here on this side.
Yes. And you know what I love? I love because see, when it's professional, you can get away with saying all the naughty things that I say.
That's pretty much what we're trying to do here, baby.
Yes.
I mean, this is gonna be like an honest conversation, so whatever happens in the interview.
Yes. So, okay. So I came across you on social media, I want to say 6 years ago.
That's right.
Following you. Yeah, I've been following you for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed your video creation and your content because you are just so free and so athletic, and you dance, and I'm going to say it, you have one of the best assets I've ever seen. Yes, assets, darling. You would never be a liability, ever.
Thank you.
All assets. So yeah, so it's kind of funny that 6 years later, I do what I have to do, all these magic spells and everything, and I get this thing going, and now I'm able to talk to you. And it's so wonderful, because when I started, I wasn't this. I was just showing guys on my page, and just kind of like, yeah, he's beautiful. I love Black and Latin men. And then this happened. And it was the whole like Jean Grey becoming the Phoenix kind of thing. And here I am, the Phoenix, and I get to say hello and talk.
But the funny thing, to be honest, like I do what I do, but I've also been following you pretty much like the last 6 years. And you'll be surprised, like I've been going on your own journey, like for some time now, and I've seen you evolve, and it's so nice to see people not staying in the same place consistently all the time, because I am someone that I like to see progress all the time. And you have again evolved to like this creature now that I'm like, girl, she's getting it. Like she's doing her thing. She has her music. She's popping up. She has interviews. I think you are definitely someone that I am inspired by as well. I think we all should always be inspired by each other, especially when we always keep growing and keep advancing and keep learning and knowing things as we go along in our process. But girl, you look good, period. That's it. Like you have impressed me, because I mean, every single time I see your videos and you keep posting things, you keep just like your hustle, because it's a hustle at the end of the day.
Yes.
You're doing your thing, and you look happy, and that's the most important part. Like you look happy doing it. And that's what I try to tell people, like, even people like that I'm with like every single day
Yeah.
on this side, I'm like, you know, you need to keep pushing yourself. Need to keep evolving. You need to always just keep doing something new,
Yeah.
because you just never know how you're gonna use that for your own benefit.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I want to read something. You just sparked it. Last night, I work 100 hours a week, so I don't have to work 40 for somebody else. So yeah, yeah. So that's how it's set up over here. So I wrote this last night, and you're so right, because it just speaks to progress. I said, "Dear social media content creator, trust the process." This is on Twitter. I said, "Trust the process. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be posted.
Mhm,
Keep posting your content, and your messages will translate. Content creation is about production,
mhm,
not perfection."
mhm.
And when you said that, I wasn't always polished. I wasn't like, I remember when I first started, I had on crazy church hats, no clothes, I'm running around leotard. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. And now I got dresses and wigs and jewelry and
She got a
lashes.
closet. She got a closet. You know? She got a real nice closet. I mean, she's making it happen. She's gonna get a much more of a closet if she keeps going. You
Yes,
know?
yes, and that is the objective. But I took that moment right there to say that, because that's what all content creators need to know. Because you and I both were content creators. We need to know that it's not about, like, so many people. And I talk to so many people that are so afraid to post, and they're like, because it's not this, and no, it's got that. Every video that I posted was not spot on.
Mhm,
Everything that I created was not absolute fire.
mhm.
And it's like, no, but you remember it, and it
Oh
kept
yeah.
in front of you. And then, and get it, we all do this. We'll see these videos and we're like, okay, I like her outfit today. She cute. She all right. And then I come next week and I got something real slaying on, and they like, oh yeah, I like this. See, progress. That's why I don't worry about it, because it's like
Yeah.
you're gonna watch for that progress. You're gonna watch
Yeah.
to see, okay, what's this bitch gonna wear? And then,
Mhm,
as, oh yeah, she look good with that hair color, so yeah,
mhm,
I want every content creator to know that, it's not about perfection. Just post that. Just post it.
mhm,
Just post it. Just put it out there and get it out there, because your message will translate. I mean,
mhm,
I was so surprised when I went viral. I can't lie. I was so surprised, because there were so many other content creators who I felt had it, that I
mhm,
felt like, and see, this is why you should never compare yourself to anyone,
mhm,
because like, I just felt like, okay, well, their machine is well oiled, their
mhm,
conveyor belt is well, polished. They're putting it out.
mhm,
It's great. And you know what's so crazy? Those content creators aren't even content creators anymore.
mhm.
And I'm still here.
And you're still here.
Yeah.
That's the funny part about that. I think people need to just like you said, just keep putting your stuff out there, and always like people that have like new things coming up consistently all the time. Because we are in an era where like people do get bored and have a short attention spans.
Mhm.
And if we're not really entertaining them, they're gonna go to someone else and they're gonna watch the other person's thing, and you're gonna lose your
Mhm.
audience. But as long as you just keep putting it out there, and just like, we have days that sometimes we don't want to do nothing.
Right.
Like, trust me, I have days that I'm like, let me tell you something. I have days that I'm like, not today. We're not gonna do social media today. I get out, like I usually have my weekends that I go out and I do socialize with people, and
Yeah.
I promote other clubs and parties and things like that.
Yeah.
And on Monday morning, I'm like, no, by social media. Like I take my day off. I
Yeah.
have to, but at the same time, I'm like, let me just post one thing, tell everybody good morning, how's everybody doing today? Put my questions up, is how's everybody doing? Put my inspirational quotes up, and then I'm like, okay, we're done, and
Yeah.
just take my whole day off to
Yeah.
just like myself, because you do need that. You need a certain type of balance for yourself as well.
Yeah.
But make sure you post at least one picture.
Yeah,
That's all
like,
it is.
and you know what it is too. Like, I love what you said, because I do. I'm I I'm anointed, but I call it, most people don't understand what that means. So, it just means that I'm highly favored by God.
Mhm.
Wait, you can't see my halo. Okay, I'm highly favored by God. So like content creation is just everything I do, music,
Mhm.
merchandise, the books that I've written. There's just a lot of stuff that I do. But my
Mhm.
thing is I never hold anybody to my regard. Like I never hold them to my level. But what I want them to understand is if you want this to be a full-time job, you've got to treat it like a full-time job. If you
Mhm.
want this to be a full-time career, let's say it like that, you've got to
Mhm.
treat it like a career. And my hat is off to those because I was rescued from the 9 to 5 by my grandmother, a couple of years ago. It's been a long time.
Mhm.
But I was rescued from the 9 to 5 and told, okay, you're going to be a complete, and full-time content creator. This is what you're going to do. But I understand that not everyone else has that luxury.
Yes.
So even with my content creation, I wasn't making millions of dollars. I wasn't making
Mhm.
millions of dollars. So
Mhm.
I still had to like try to figure out what to do, where to do, what to do, how to do. But
Mhm.
I will say this, even in those times where it was sketchy, I
Mhm.
look at them now and I have so many backup hard drives
Yeah.
full of content.
Yes.
And it's like really, if I never wanted to do another thing content wise, I wouldn't have to.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. Like I like just with the 60-second videos that were on YouTube, most people don't know that, but I used to produce 60-second videos that were like kicking the ass inspiration. I would just give
Mhm.
it to you. It was like channeling from the divine. And there's
Mhm.
22,000 of those. And with these interviews, and that's what it's attributed to, my drive and my will. It's not a will for perfection, it's a will for production. And I
Mhm.
like that we started this conversation that way, is because even with these interviews, it's been 2.5 months and I've done 130 of them.
Period. We
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I tell people, you got to find what you love. And I
Mhm.
love what you said, because yes, I love to do what I do. I do. I live for it. Like I literally, like I can't picture my life without it. And I'll tell you why. Because it allows me to put my own ideas out into the world. It allows my voice to be heard, because I used to have that fear of being swept up in the crowd, never noticed, never like original, never identified, and just being swept with the masses. And I was like, oh no, like I couldn't live like that. I was like, oh no, you bitches are gonna remember me. I don't care what the hell. Like that was my thing. And I started, and you know what was so funny? I started it that way. But like you said, evolution started happening. And I stopped being so much about recognition and more about the content. I started to be more into how can this help my followers? How can this help not just
Mhm.
my followers, anyone coming past this, scrolling past this in, a timeline? How can I help them? And I really realized that I really only had 10 seconds. My videos were 60 seconds. I really
Mhm.
only had 10 seconds to grab you. And I did, because I would say, now you listen to your queen and you listen well. And
And I love
everybody's
that
like,
answer. Yeah,
right?
and I love
And
that
everybody's
answer.
like, who is this bitch? Who is this bitch talking to me like this? Like that immediately, it would grab you. It would
Yes.
grab you. And I realized that. And then you would stay to hear not only that one, but then you would go into the other ones and be like,
Mhm.
this bitch got content. Like that's what I did. And you know what? Also, I've heard a lot of content creators saying, with the whole entertaining people, like, honestly, I don't do my content based on what I think my audience wants to see.
Mhm.
I don't do that.
Mhm.
I make the content that I feel like making.
And that makes you feel really, really good, because at the end of
Mhm.
the day, like it comes from within. And being a creator, that is so important, to feel your creation
Mhm.
coming from who you are, that whatever else anybody says, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you are entertaining and people need that.
Yep.
And that's just such a beautiful thing, because pretty much you're doing what you want. Like you're doing your
Yep.
own thing. It's like your freedom, like your
Yep.
freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Yep.
And it just makes you feel so good, because when you see people's feedback, you're
Yes.
like, holy shit, people actually respect me.
honey, get this. I got to tell you, Roly. So get this. I have a young man. His name is Sean Coston.
Oh,
So I interviewed him. He's a porn star, but he's gay for pay. So he's a straight man. I'm
yeah.
telling you for a reason because he does
Here we
OnlyFans.
go.
So he does OnlyFans and he needs good collaborators. I'm just gonna drop that in your ear. But no, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. He's Dominican and Caucasian, and he's just beautiful. Body, everything. You'll see. You'll see. But I'm plugging him. So what happened was last night, and this is what this attributes to what you just said about you don't know until they start to comment or that your reach is so far. So my grandmother would always say to me, "Your reach is far." Like I would notice people would comment to me. I'm like, I never even knew you watched me. So get this. Yesterday, the ultimate test. So I'm like, okay, we need more eyeballs. So I decided to go. Now I've been celibate for 10 years. In August, it'll be 10 years and people ask me, why did you do that? I did that to focus on my career. I didn't want to be distracted. And sex is very distracting to me because I love it. I love it. And I will do it all day if I have to. If I could, I would do it all day. So I just want to put that out there. That's why a bitch had to be like, no, you have to not do this because I'm prone to excess in my life. I'm prone to excessive gym workouts, excessive content creation, excessive sex. This is what I'm prone to, excess. She wants more. That's what she wants. Okay. Yeah. So what happened was I called myself talking to Sean and I'm like, listen, I started getting anxiety and like nerves and everything. Cause I'm like, I haven't been on a dating site or an app in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, let me sign up for Adam. And it was kind of cute because I signed up for Adam, started to sign up on the computer. And like I put in the name, the Queen of Shade. I put that in and I started to put in, then it said, what are you looking for? I'm like, just chat. And then it's like, what else? No sex. Like I'm putting all this stuff like, and I'm, and it was so funny because then they're like, what do you want your tagline to be? And I put YouTube / the Queen of Shade because I'm trying to get people to go to the YouTube more. Right. So get this, Roly, I do the whole fucking shebang. I get to the end and they're like, okay, your profile needs to be verified. If you're verified, it'll be shown to more of the site and people will know that it's really you. Roly, they send me a picture. It says, please do this in the picture. So I said, okay, no problem. So now, mind you, the picture that I had as my profile picture, I recently have been circulating it. I'm in a white pearl crown. I've got pearl earrings, a white dress on. My hair is done. My makeup's done. So that's my main picture. So I just took the picture as me as a regular old boy doing this. So get this. It trips me out because me and Sean were laughing about it. It trips me out. So they said, okay, no problem. Submit the picture. So I submit the picture. Roly, they came back to me and they said, listen here. They said you are trying to impersonate a public figure.
No.
They said, and because your picture does not match the public figure of the person you're trying to impersonate, we are suspending your account. I was like, I said that, Sean, I was like, oh, I'm bigger than I thought I was. I just got.
That's how your reach is. Even Adam knows who you is, baby.
I wasn't even sad. He was like, oh, they really did that to you. I'm like, I don't care. That means nobody can be me, baby. That means nobody. They're going to suspend all these accounts. They're going to suspend them all. I'm like, but I got suspended because he was like, bitch, we know her and you ain't her. And I was just like, but I say that to attribute and as a testimony to, or a testament to the fact that you never know your reach. Exactly. You never know your reach. I'm like, I had no idea it was that big a deal. I'm like, this little bitch over here. I'm just
and you're definitely right about that. There's times that like I'm here in Florida and you go to Grindr and whatever, and you have people sending you messages. Hey, are you in town? And I'm like, no, I'm in Florida. And they're like, well, if you're in LA, you have a Grindr profile. And I'm like, I don't even know why. And then, but it's just nice to see people like helping you and telling you, hey, if you're not in the area, this is like a whole scammer. Can we just like block him or something? Like report him or something? I'm like, yeah, sure. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't even know I'm like that important to other people like that, that they will be sending me like warnings and things like that, or like, you're in this town. So it's kind of like eye-opening.
Yes.
It's very, very eye-opening to and it makes you kind of feel special and almost like a responsibility in a sense. to just keep doing what you're
What you
doing for
doing?
people, because people are listening to you.
Oh,
That's why I think now I have kind of like shifted the way I do my social media with like doing like positive quotes.
uh-huh.
People when they're having like really harsh. I don't know if you see like on my little tabs, I
Yeah.
have this one that says
Yes.
motivation and things like that. Like I put those things like every morning to people so they can like get inspired to keep pushing, and not to be insecure and all these things
Yes.
because we have all these issues and problems inside of ourselves, and
Right.
sometimes it's not hard to face them
Yes.
because I have them myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I not only use those quotes for me, but but I put them out there so people can see them and actually try to like, if they have some questions or anything, they can always just reach out to me and I can just answer them.
Yes. You know what it is? It's the same thing that happened to me. You said it out of your own mouth, Roly. You're creating, you're creating. And then all of a sudden you realize you're responsible for a group of people
Mm-hmm.
and that it matters what you say. And then once you realize it matters what you say, you start to not censor, but you're more careful with what you say because you now know there's a group of people listening that are going
Mm-hmm.
to take what you say as inspiration, as motivation. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it becomes your responsibility. You have this tribe now that you are
Mm-hmm.
now the leader of. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you're our fearless leader. And it's like, oh my God, like, like
Yeah.
to have that happen is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So get this, as we're talking, I notice your accent and it's lovely. It's lovely. So now I'm going to get into it because I'm sure everybody's like, okay, bitch, y'all just started talking, but that's what we do over here. We do it the way we want to do it.
Yeah.
This ain't no Barbara Walters. This is the Queen of Shade. This ain't no Oprah. This is the Queen of Shade. Okay. I don't know whatever other talk show host. This ain't Sally Jesse, Raphael. This is the Queen of
Mm-hmm.
Shade. So we lead into how we lead in the way we want to. Like I love, like get it. It's like I was telling you off camera. I always tell my guests because they're like, hi, hi, hi. I'm like, no, wait, hold it. I want the hellos authentic on camera. And it's so crazy because I do that with everybody. Like, and it's so crazy because they come on. I'm like, don't say nothing to me. I got to hit record. Don't say nothing to me. I got to hit record. And then I get it. But no. So now we're going to get into you, Mr. Roly Santos. So I said, I hear an accent. So tell us where you were born, where you're from.
Well, I am a Cuban Brazilian. I was actually born in Cuba, and I got to the US when I was 5 years old. My father is a Brazilian in the family. It was definitely an experience. It's kind of like transcending, like pretty much getting from that side to this side,
Yeah.
and just not knowing any English and just kind of like fighting and working hard. I mean, thank God I have a family that we have always worked hard since like the beginning. We've never gave up on anything. We're always just keep pushing and again evolving ourselves. I think thanks to my family, I've kind of gotten those attributes, and I'm who I am today. But yeah, that's where I'm from.
So where did you guys settle when you came?
So we first settled in Texas.
Okay.
We did 6 months in Texas, but that was back in 2001.
Okay.
And at the time it was October, November, which is like cold season.
Yeah.
And it was cold at that time. I mean, it was cold, Mama. It was like snowing. We were in Houston.
Yeah.
And as Latin people, we don't like the cold. We just don't.
Yeah.
So 6 months later.
Blood.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't associate ourselves with cold. Like it's just we need the heat.
Yeah.
And we find out that actually one of our cousins at the time was living here in Florida, and then she told us, "Hey, stay over with us until you guys can figure it out."
Yeah.
And we did it, and we got it. And in our family, we're actually 5. We're 5. I'm the smallest, but we're actually 5.
Okay.
2 of them stayed in Cuba, and then all 3 of the other ones came this way, including myself. Okay. And we're all here. We're trying to make it, trying to push it.
Wow, no, get this, Roly. I'm old. You were 5 years old in 2001. I was graduating high school in 2000. I was in college in 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm 39. I'll be 40 this year.
Girl, you do not look like you're 39.
Yes, I'm 39.
Stop lying.
September 29th, 1982. I will be
Girl, you look
40.
like, I know what I thought. So I thought you were like in your like early 30s, like maybe 32, like nothing, like
I'm
girl, black don't crack. Like
old, old bitch. I'm an old bitch. Yes, I
no,
am.
wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, because
Honestly.
listen. I'm so happy that black did not crack. So yes. But no, so after you guys settled and you said there was a language barrier there.
Mhm.
How did you learn English?
Well, for me, I always liked cartoons. So since even now, even at me at 20, I still watch cartoons. I just think they're so entertaining.
Yeah.
I always watch cartoons, and I just learned from like Ed, Ed and Eddie, which was one of my favorite cartoons back in the day.
Okay.
Oh, well, Ed and Eddie and Fairy Odd Parents. Those two
Okay.
were like iconic for me.
Okay.
And I will always watch them, and I will always practice. Like as they were talking, I would practice and I would say things, and I would go to school and I would just like try to catch a few things here and there until they put me in English speaking classes.
Mm-hmm.
ESOL, I think that's what it's called at the
Okay.
time. And you just I started to developing like sentences and things like that. And then I just became involved in the English language, and I'm learning how to speak English now. I don't think I'm 110% perfect.
You speak very well.
Well, I sometimes catch myself when I'm drinking actually, and I catch myself like switching the words around, and I'm like, I'm a hot mess. But but I'm trying. I try to practice it. I read a few things here and there. Like I read a lot of books. I try to just like, you know, keep myself from like learning new words in English all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I really try to do.
Yeah.
So
No, so what I love is that I was gonna say I can imagine you getting mad because then all that Spanish is just going.
oh yeah, when I get upset, like my Spanish comes out, like my Latino comes out, and it's
Yes.
just like he's just like speeding through. Like I speed since we're Cuban, like Cubans tend to like speed under Spanish.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole it's like a whole sentence is running around, and I'm like, and people are like, what am I doing? Like, I'm trying to catch you, and I'm like, no, I'm just like upset. I'm just going at it, and it's just funny. Like it's like a family thing because even my mom and my sister, like we're all the same way. And so it's like we're just like a hot mess when we talk Spanish. And some of us like other Latinos they listen to the Cuban language, and it's just like they tell us, you guys like speed through your language, like we just speed through it. And I'm like, that's just the way we learn how to talk, like most of them are very much more like laid back and whatever, but we're just like always on the run, like we're
Right.
always on the run.
But if you know anything about the Cuban culture, it's very, it's very,
Oh, spicy.
yeah,
It's spicy.
yeah,
It's very spicy. It's very emotional. It's very just it has a lot of life. And also like me being also half Brazilian, I mean, I'm just like an explosion of emotions most of the time, which I'm trying to control that.
yeah.
But we're just very passionate, we're very passionate about what we do. And it's and it shows in our work and just the way we are.
Yeah,
When we like something, we like something.
yeah.
And that's important for us.
Get this sidebar. What are the beautiful pictures of on your walls behind you?
Oh, this pictures. Okay, so this was actually given by my mom.
Okay.
This was back in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this was I just bought this because I just like very tropical
Yes,
things in my house.
that's what
I
I
like the tropic. I like more like very like Latino stuff, like
yeah,
colors of yellow that just
yeah,
kind of like gives you like tropic atmosphere.
yeah.
Yeah, I just like color. I
Yeah.
really do. I like color.
It's so refreshing to see. Like that's what I love about like I always promote Black and Latin men, but I love Latin men a lot because you guys are so like into your culture, you're into the passion, you're into the tropics, you're in,
Mhm.
like I love that about Latin men, you guys. And get this, a lot of them that we're going to get into the first way you describe yourself because you say you're a performer. Most of you are. There's another
Yeah.
young man. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. And like there's just so many of you online that because I have thousands but thousands.
You have a whole list, baby.
Yes, I got
Yeah.
a whole list of men. Yeah, I've got men. So yeah, but I just love because you guys are so passionate and so beautiful. And I love to watch you guys perform in everything that you do, from dancing to speaking to, TikTok. Like I just love to see you guys perform. And you are one of those men that stand
Thank
out to me.
you.
Now get this. This is an American phrase and it's an old phrase that
Mhm.
I'm getting ready to say to you. And it says, I was going to say, I have a bone to pick with you. It
Mhm.
means that I'm upset about something, but not
Mhm.
really. It's not really. It's just voicing my concern. So
Mhm.
get this. Your page on Instagram used to be littered with gorgeous photos of you. And now all of them are gone. Tell me why. I need to know.
So here's the thing. I went through a phase, not a phase, a time that I was in another different Instagram. So this happened before Instagram was bought by Facebook.
Okay.
And there was like a big shift in
Yes.
the software.
Yes.
At the time, I had over 60,000 followers. This
Right.
was back in 2012, 2013,
Okay.
when they bought Instagram,
Right.
and it was a different page. So what happened was is that account got deleted because of the big update that happened. It
Oh,
wasn't only me, it was actually almost like 200,000 accounts of other
yeah.
people that I knew,
Yeah.
plus more that got deleted. And pretty much I kind of, that when that day hit for me, I felt like I don't know what to do. Like I just didn't know what happened. Like it was just so crazy because I went to sleep the day before, and
Right.
I was just like I felt achieved. I felt like, oh my God, we did so much today. We did great. We're gonna go to sleep, whatever.
Yeah.
You wake up the next morning and you
It's
find out
gone.
that your Instagram it's gone. Like all your work, it's gone.
Yeah.
And you kind of like I'm getting goosebumps right now. Like it's just like all the work you've done for the last 4 years, it's just like you don't know what to do. So it was just so crazy because I woke up, I called my friend, I was like, please check me on Instagram, see if it's there. He's like, you're not found. I was trying to figure it out. I texted Instagram and Instagram is like a full-on machine. So it's like
Yeah.
there's no real customer service. So you're trying
Right.
to like figure it out and how to like get things back. A lot of the brands that I was working with at the time, they didn't even know what was going on with me. So thank goodness I have like their email so I can send them
Yeah.
emails and tell them, hey, what was going on. I tried for a whole week, I will tell you, like to get this account back because not because of the numbers, but just because of the work that I went into and
Yeah.
all the time, like all the
Yeah.
time that went into it.
Yeah.
Eventually, you kind of just have to like give up and just be like, you know what? I think if this happened for a reason, it had to happen for some reason, and I just needed to just like man up and just be like, you know what? We're gonna do this all over again. The important things are that my the companies that I'm working with, that I was working with, they know what's going on, and they're gonna keep supporting me no matter what because our relationship is a strong one.
Yeah.
And they even told them what was going on, and a lot of them they told me, "Don't worry about it. Like you were not the only one in the process that got like his account deleted, and we understand what happened. So we're gonna keep supporting you and keep sending you things to keep promoting us because we have built a good bond." So because of that, I was like, you know what, we're fine. We're fine. We're still here. Instagram is still going. And the only thing we can do is just keep pushing forward. And I did. And I started my Instagram all the way, which is the one that you see currently right now. Um, and I, it was definitely like hard to kind of like start all over again. But once you get into like you get in it and you start you start actually finding the passion again.
Yeah.
You really start you finding your passion again, and it becomes fun one more time.
Yeah.
And then other people see your fun in the
Yeah.
process, and then they enjoy that. And then it just like it snowballs into
Yeah.
something bigger than you expected. But definitely I try to renew my Instagram every so often. Right now we have like 46 to 47 posts. I took everything out because I was like, I think I'm in a different light at this point, and I just want to do something refreshing
Okay.
for my followers to see.
Mhm.
Um, and that's what I want to do. What I want to do for the
Yeah,
moment.
but you know what it is too. I learned something too because I was deleted 4 times before I got this account, and then it took off. But I I cannot lie. I worked Instagram like a job. I overworked Instagram.
Mhm.
I posted something like 15 to 20 videos, original content every single day to get into that algorithm. And
Mhm.
and it worked. And it was so crazy because even with my verified account, they would say things to me like, oh, your account is in jeopardy of being deleted and this
Mhm.
and other. And you know what I learned? I learned this on YouTube because I first started back in 2008 singing covers on YouTube. That's when I brought my voice to the public. And YouTube was messing with me. They were trying to suspend me. They were trying to take me down. And I had a businessman who was also into content creation. He taught me. He said, because I was crying and I'm like, oh my God, I sang all of these beautiful songs and covers. And he said, don't you back up everything you create? And I was like, back up, what do you mean? He was like, you should have external hard drives where all of your content is saved.
Yes.
And that's when I learned. So get this, it like I was deleted 4 times from Instagram, but my thing is if I lost my Instagram today or tomorrow, I have all of my work. I would
Mhm.
like, so you see my starting over isn't starting over. I would just be posting and get it. I posted those 60-second videos for 6 years. I've got 6 years worth of content.
Yeah.
Like, so and it's unfortunate because what I wanted to highlight, but I let you keep talking, is that you had a relationship with a company. It was your business. This was a way for you to make money,
Mhm.
being in bed with these big companies that were sponsoring you to promote
Yeah.
their products. You
Mhm.
see, like that's what people don't understand. They think social media is for fun. And I tell people all the time, especially in my mentoring, social media is not for fun. Social media is work and it is for business. It is to push your brand. If you don't think you have a brand, you are already in trouble because you are the brand. You,
Mhm.
you are the brand. So a lot of people don't realize that. And they don't treat it that way. And because of that, they get caught up in the likes and the numbers and the views. And it's like, listen, like even me, I have been viral. I've gone viral, all of this stuff. And I still thought I was under a rock because, I never paid for promotion. I was doing word of mouth. It was like kind of
Mhm.
grassroots. So it was just like that. But what people started talking and I was just like, wow. But in the interim, I realized I need to be able to protect this. I can't just put all my work up here for Instagram and then they let me down because
Mhm.
they were also penalizing content creators of color. They were penalizing us. We were
100%.
yeah, they were not penalizing our counterparts. They were penalizing us. And it's like, okay, but I just saw him, do 10 times worse what I just
Do
did.
all that. Uh-huh.
And you are over here telling me that I'm in jeopardy of losing my account.
100%.
So, okay. So, did you go to college or no? Did you go just straight into the workforce?
I went to college. I have an AA in business and marketing,
Okay.
and I like college, but it was just I just did it because I didn't want to have like the title. To be honest with you, I started working since I was 16,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a stripper by the time I was 18.
Uh-huh.
And I did that for 2 years, 3 years, which was the most amazing time of my life because, as a stripper back in the day, as a stripper, like an actual stripper, because right now, like strippers, male strippers right now, for me, honestly, like they're not giving what they used to be giving.
Right.
Um, that was back in 2017, and I was working the pole, and for me, like as a performer,
Yes.
when I tell you that it was one of the most amazing times just to hear people like cheering for you, throwing your money, you
Yes.
performing on the pole, uh, getting the attention,
Yes.
everything was just so exhilarating and so like just passionate that for me, I loved all that put together.
Yeah.
And I did it so well. And I worked with like other people in the poles and everything. Like we used to do shows. Like we had like the stage 3 poles, and I used to be in the middle pole, and then my colleagues would be in the center poles. I
Mm-hmm.
mean the side poles.
Yeah.
And we would like do all these shows, and people would throw you money, and like just like the feeling of just being wanted, and
Yes.
just this rush of just being in the club,
Yeah.
very I don't know what's the movie with Jennifer Lopez and Cardi B. I forgot what they call it.
Oh, yeah. What is that movie called? I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so that movie, like that was literally me back in the 2017. Like that was epic. Like he was just like, oh, like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So I was 18 to 21. I was doing that, and I was very reckless. That's why I did it. I was reckless, and I did it.
You know what that
And
was?
yeah, it was a
You're
good time.
cute.
And
You're cute.
huh?
You're Cuban.
You know what I mean?
You're
So I
cute.
did that, and then when I hit 21, and then I went into college, did my AA with
Yeah.
the money, all the money I did, and all that stuff, and I got my first degree.
Yeah.
And I started modeling at the time when I was
Yes.
21.
Yes.
I was a professional model. I was working for an agency, and
Mhm.
I did really well with them. I really did really well. But then, Instagram came into the game, and that was when I started finding out that I can get a platform and a face, and people like my face on Instagram. I didn't have to depend
On the
on an
agency.
agency any longer to
Right.
book me work. I can do this on my own.
Right.
And me having my business and marketing background, I kind of used that and then created the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was definitely it was because I tend to be very adventurous. I
Yes.
tend to be very always creating and just doing things. I like to be doing something all the time. I hate being bored. I hate just staying still. I like to like be social or do something or get things done. Like I just like doing all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And it just flourished, and here we are.
And I love that about you because when okay, so you got to go back in the arsenal and you got to bring them videos back, child, because they like yeah, you got to go in the arsenal because they were so well done. Like you used to have all these beautiful, like you had all these beautiful photos with from photographers and beautiful underwear and the top what do they call harnesses and the
Yeah.
socks and you just had so much. And now I look at the page, I'm like, because I was looking because I need a thumbnail for this video, right? So I'm
Yeah.
looking at your page and I'm just like, where is everything? And that was the first, like, this was the first time that I actually was able to really like go down the page and realize I was like, oh, he changed it.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, he changed it. I mean, you're still beautiful. It's still beautiful, but I can tell that you've gone in another direction.
It's a little cleaner, I would
Yeah,
say.
it's cleaner.
It's a little bit cleaner. I definitely have polished a little bit, but I'm still gonna try to do the same. I'm gonna put all of the old work as reels now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen like a few of 2 or 3 reels that I'm doing. Like I'm putting
Yeah.
photos and like making it look very creative, I would say.
Yeah.
Like the photos that are with pink background.
Yeah.
So I'm doing reels with those where like I
Okay.
show my face and then I'm like shifting the pictures back and forth. I'm trying to do all of that because I have so many pictures.
You do, and I want to
I've
see them
shot
because you
I have
do.
shot with so many photographers that I still keep in touch with them today, and they're like, when are we shooting again? When are we shooting again? But I'm like, I would love to shoot again, but I have so much going on
Right.
that I'm trying to keep everything organized. And then I have days that I'm like, forget it. Like I just want to like not do anything else anymore. I just don't want to do anything else anymore. But I'm trying to like get back. I'm mostly doing video things, and like obviously OnlyFans has definitely skyrocketed for me since I started, and I have a lot going on with that.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back to doing pictures. I love modeling so much. I love just being in front of a camera and just giving face, just giving face and doing my thing and posing and this and that. It just drives me wild and it's really crazy. And I love a good photographer, and the photographer encourages you to do this and do that and like turn here and there. And you'll be surprised, modeling is a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
Like when you're on set, like they tell you like, squeeze your stomach, do this, pose, strike, like it's a lot of work, but I just love it.
And that's if you get a photographer that is inclined to give you direction, because the others will just do something.
That is very true. There is
Do
photographers that and like there's some of them like I like that contact. The photographer to me and I'm doing and he's like yes, and I'm like yes. And it's just like it's so nice to be doing all that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in the future. It's definitely there's a few photo shoots coming up next week. Yeah. So we're getting ready for that, making sure there's bodies as tight as possible for that.
Yes.
So
what did they say in Chuang Fu? Give us the body.
They were the
No, because I just, it's so crazy. Like, I have enjoyed you for a lot of years. Like, I have never been bored. I have never not enjoyed seeing you. I have always followed. I always comment. I always like you. I like more than I comment, but I try like now because I realize that I bring people with me. So if I comment, then they see like, okay,
interaction.
yeah, the queen is over here. So then they go.
I just wanna cut you and I just wanna tell you like thank you.
Oh,
Because I am someone that I've always even though like I seem this confident person and just do
yes.
things whatever, I have so much insecurity in the things that I post consistent all the time because I always felt like I'm not good enough for myself,
Right.
I guess.
I understand.
And for me to hear, I guess this is validation for
Yeah.
me to hear someone so encouraging that I've looked up to saying the same thing back to me. It definitely
Oh,
puts me in a space. I'm like, wow, like I do matter, you know?
baby. Now
So
I'm gonna make you really cry. You,
I,
baby, you matter. You are gorgeous, Raleigh. You are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I
thank
love
you.
everything that you do. I am an avid supporter. Now, mind you, some of these men I done brought on here, I see them every now and then. I'm an avid supporter. I am always on your page. I am always on your Instagram. I am always on your Twitter. No, 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 no. You are touching people. And you need to know that. And I'm glad that you told me because now I can, with my particular set of skills, I can kind of build in these supports because I don't want you to ever let a bitch tell you anything. No, 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 no. You are beautiful, and this is the thing. And let's talk about it. On Twitter, yes, OnlyFans is a big deal, but get this: your OnlyFans is a performance.
Yeah.
You are a performance artist. You perform. There is glitz, glamour, movement. Like there's so much to you. And I knew you were Latin without even asking. I'm like, this is heat. I'm like, this is heat here. This is tropical heat. Like this, you are so, so loved. You are so like I read the comments. They love you. They love you. And you know what? And I know how you feel because even when I started, I was the same way. Because this is what people don't understand about content creation. Ain't no mask. We putting ourselves out here. So if
Mhm.
someone says, ew, this is that and the other, we take it personally because we showed you our face and you said, ew,
Right. Mhm.
So eventually you develop tough skin, but I'll tell you how you develop tough skin because you find your tribe. You find your tribe and you get those supporters like the ones that you mentioned earlier where they're like, bitch, you got a fake profile over here in LA and we going to report this bitch. Like,
Yeah.
those people that stand for you and love you. You are such a breath of fresh air. And there are so many great things in store for you. And I'm glad that you told me this because what I don't want you to do is stop. That's what I don't want you to do. So I'm glad we're having this conversation today because now you're going to make a pact with me that you are not going to stop. You are going to continue. We live for it. We live. When I tell you we live for it, we live for it. You are so talented. And like I said, I see a lot of men on the internet, but when a man makes an impression on me, I remember. And you made an impression because it wasn't just, oh, let me take a picture. No, that shit was done well. Like when I tell you that shit was done well, you in the hat and the harnesses and the socks. There's a picture I'm looking for. I'm just gonna have to Google you because I think I might have to find it. But you were in socks and you were in a harness and underwear. And that's the thing. You wear underwear well. So I can definitely see why the brands want you to take and support them and push their underwear because that all day. And that's what I love about it too, because now I know you said I have so many pictures because underwear modeling, you had so many pictures. There was so much content and it just was absolutely amazing. Now I will say this, with the way that social media is going now, it has become so visual. So like now, like you said, it's got to be a reel, it's got to be a video. Like for the last, I want to say 3 years of my career on Instagram, I posted nothing but videos. Nothing but videos. Like I totally switched from photos because I realized videos got way more views. Because the thing is, people are scrolling and they your image burns into their head. Like you gotta, you know, and they're like, oh, and it's so funny because we think that, oh, if a person scrolls past, they didn't see it. No, they saw it. They remember it. They process it. They remember it. And if they see it again, I say, oh, I saw you here. Like the level of aptitude that is being used for social media, they're training us because they're training us because we really like, it's that sight by sight recognition. That's what it is. It's sight recognition. And we recognize immediately. Do you know, Roly, there are some men where I don't even have to see, you're one of them. I don't have to see your face. I know your body. I know your body, literally. You could, somebody could scroll and it could be your leg. I know it's you. That's how trained I am.
Yeah.
Like literally trained because we consume, we see. And that's what people don't understand about social media. We're eating. We eat with our eyes. We eat. And that's the thing. Like, you know, all these damn men, this is a smorgasbord. This is the buffet, honey. Like, you know, so we're eating. So we see, and we know. And it's such a beautiful thing. And it touches me that you look up to me that way. It touches me that you feel that I encourage the way that I do. Because even I, like, now mind you, I know I'm a bad bitch. I do. But every now and then, you know, when you do something, or because I have bad days, like I was trying to upload Sean Coston and Zaddy Corvinus. I was trying to upload their interviews, and I told them, like, listen, I work fast. You'll have a copy of this interview because that's what I do. I send everybody a copy so you can use it on your platforms, your YouTube, monetize it, whatever, because we're creating this content together. So I told them, I'm like, listen, I'll have it to you in like 20 minutes, and 20 minutes turned into 2 days. It just wouldn't upload. And I'm like, oh, but guess what? They didn't give me no flack because they're like, Queen, we know you. We know you. You'll get it to us. It's no problem. They didn't dog me. They didn't speak bad of me, nothing. But like, because like it's content creation is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. You know, you got content creators like the Jenners and the Kardashians where they get paid $150,000 for a post. We're all trying to get there. We will get there. You know, but it's if people are getting paid like that, it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing.
It's a serious thing.
Yeah. And my thing is, I'm so like, see, I didn't want to show my hand. Like I have a little obsession with you. I do. I have a little obsession with you. I love you. I do. I love you. I didn't want you to know that right away, but I do. I love you. I love you immensely. I do. I love all your content. I love all your content. No. So with the performing and the modeling, you've talked about the performing, you talked about the modeling.
Oh, but I'm still a performer now.
Yes, I was going to ask you, what are you doing right now for performing?
So right now I work with a lot of the circuit parties around the US.
Okay, so you travel all over.
Yeah, so I'm always traveling all over here, Florida, Orlando, New York, Minneapolis, LA, Texas. This year I'm gonna go to Texas.
Yeah.
All over the states. And we put on costumes on stage, and we do our thing. Yeah, no, it's for me because I like to dress up. I love dressing up. I like just having a costume on me.
Yeah.
When I'm on the show, like I transform into like the character.
Yes.
And I give him a show, and I love that. And people live for it, and you see my friends and they're like recording you, and you just like Winston and more hyped up. Like it's very like and it's funny, like when I saw J-Lo in the Super Bowl performing, I saw all that she was doing, I was like, yes. Like I was rooting for her because I was like, I know that feeling. Like I know what it is to be on stage and people loving you. Like it's such a rush. Like it's wild. Yeah. And when you finish and when people tell you like the show is done and like you kind of just get back to yourself and you just go downstairs and whatever. You have like all these people that are like cheering you on,
Yeah.
and you just because for you it's just a job, like it's just like a passion. But when you see the reaction on other people,
Yes.
it's like, oh, bro, they really enjoyed me.
Yes.
And I, you know, I was talking to like also like actors. Like I've talked to a few actors. It's the same way for them. They're like, for them it's just a job, but they don't realize that they're like literally inspiring other people to do the same thing. It's just like a job for them. It's like a performance. This is like a job, like a passion thing, like a regular job for us. But when people see us in the public eye, they're like, they hold us to like this standard. And I'm like, I'm just a human. I'm just like you know, I'm just like everybody else.
But you know
Should
what?
I have a day?
But you know what the truth is? You're not like everybody else. That's why they're loving you. You possess some kind of mythical, magical ability to transform. Not everybody can do that. And you got to realize that not everybody is equipped to do that. Child, I'm regretting this gold and black on my eyes. The other day it looked good. Right now it looked like somebody done socked me in my face. And sorry, I just looked in the camera. I'm sorry. I'm just like, it looks good, but I'm just like,
like you like to your standards, you're like, what am
I should have blended a little more. I look like somebody, maybe it's the lash. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I look like my eye was closed or something. Like socked me like, Queen, you get on my nerve. You know, like hit me, and I had to come out here anyway. No, but anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, yes, like to perform, like it is not like what I realize is it is not normal, or else everyone would be doing it, and everybody can't do it. That was how my grandmother got me to take myself seriously, because I started to realize, okay, there are plenty of content creators, but they're not doing what I do. They're not me. They can't do what I do. You can dance, you can take pictures, you can do all of that. But the way I do it is me. Like, we have these brands that nobody has to like erect because they are who we are. It's us. And it's that nature, that ability to do that. It's a gift. It's a gift. And that's what most people don't realize about art. You know, artists, we have gifts. That's what compels us to do what we do. And you're right. We do it because we love to do it. We get paid to do it. And, you know, it fulfills us. But no, you don't know how well you did. You never know. None of us do. Until your audience says, you know, oh my God, you inspired me. This is like when you had that moment, and you were like, Queen, it's a lot to hear it from you. That moment let me know, bitch, you're doing a good thing. It wasn't like, oh, and that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. It's not so much fame. It's making an impact. That's different. That's different than fame.
Somebody told me, like, just do your passion. Everything that comes after is just an extra.
Exactly. It's a byproduct.
And just like, I'm like, yeah, like my passion is just to be me, a performer, a creator. All these things that just have to do with this creativity. That's just like who I am. Everything else that happens after that, to be honest with me, is just an extra. Like, I'll hire a businessman. I'm like, you take care of the business part. I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I just want to just do what makes me feel good internally. Yeah. So when I go
just count your money now. Just count your money. Don't let him count your money.
I will have to like kind of like be flexible and be balanced on that part.
I'm like, and plus you got a business administration degree, honey. You better count your money. You better count your money. You'll have no money. You better stop playing. You better stop playing. You better stop playing. You better count your money. You gotta survive. Yeah, listen, trust me, honey, because they'll get you good. They'll get you good. No, but that's
survive. You're right. You definitely are.
You gotta count that money. Listen, get it. Most people get so shocked because a lot of things that I do, whole companies are set up to do. You know, with artists and different things like that, and artist development and picking the sound and the image and all of that. There's a room full of people that do that for these artists out here. It's just me. I decide, oh, this is going to work. This is going to work. That wasn't so good. We'll do something better with this. We'll do this, and that, the other. Like I said, like I was looking at that eye, so I look like I got I look like I got hit. And then I had to look at it. I'm like, it's the lash or something.
The lash.
Yeah, it's the lash. I don't know. Maybe I put it on wrong. I don't know. But she was looking a little lazy. I just didn't want nobody to think I had a lazy eye. I'm like, hey, hey, you know, you get caught up in it. You just like, listen, I got to make sure things look good because I'm the only one that's making sure this shit is running right. You know?
Right, yes.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
no, like being able to perform and being able to go places, like that's one thing. Like me, I've like honestly, I used to get in a fight with all of my friends because I've known since like 2008 that I wanted a career on the internet. I know how lucrative the internet can be. And I know how far it can touch, like how far it can go. People will be looking at you in Russia like, "Ooh, look at him dance." Like, and you'll be and you'll be like, "What?" Like I have this one person I interviewed, he was from Australia. And I'm like, "What? Y'all know me in Australia?" Like that to me is, yes, that to me is very moving because it's just like
holy shit.
Yes, holy shit.
Holy shit, we got something going on over here.
Yes, like that. Like honestly, that's one thing I do love about the industry that I'm in. It's because you work like that. But then like that's why I started interviewing, because I was like, you know what? People have seen me work by myself for 6 years. I need co-stars. And that's exactly how I look at you guys. I don't look at me as the Queen of Shade interviewing Roly Santos. And it's like this. I look at us, we are both powerful artists in our own rights. So it's star to star with me. That's how I do it. So my thing is, that's why I'm like, okay, we both own it. You know, that's why I don't ask crazy gritty ass questions that ain't nobody got no business knowing, because I'm a star too. So I don't want people asking me shit like that, because I might say, bitch, why are you asking me that? Right. You know, like, bitch, why are you asking me that? But no, like that's why this platform is having success. And I didn't even know if it would, because the interviews are an hour long. But honey, they are watching them. When I tell you they are watching every minute, they are watching every minute. I hit my first milestone. You had to have 100 subscribers so that you could get, and be 30 days old on YouTube, so that you could get your URL, so that it wouldn't be all those crazy numbers that, you know, follow me on YouTube, and then you got them all them crazy numbers, and people don't want to hit that link because it look weird. Yeah. So then I finally got the Queen of Shade, and now I'm like, YouTube/the Queen of Shade. And I'm like, I'm just seeing the milestones. I'm just seeing me hit them. And it's just, and that's another thing, like, because you and I both, we're never starting over from scratch ever again. You have all your content. Yeah, you have all your content. You have everything you need. You get to decide when you want to release it, you know, how you want to release it, but release it. Like, I can't wait. I look, because I'm like, I literally was like, oh, I'm gonna go down this page because he got fire pictures. I'm gonna find them. And then I was like, where they at? So wait, so since I'm there for a second, explain to me what changed. Like, I know that you did that, but you came back. What prompted this clean methodology?
Well, I just wanted to kind of, because I feel like I'm such a different person right now. I'm in a way different state of mind, and I just wanted to give people something much more polished, much more cleaner. I will give my old stuff back for sure.
Yeah, you have to.
That's not something I'm gonna like not gonna go back to undoing. Like, I'm definitely gonna post those things back. Yeah. But for right now, I want to give something new, something refreshing. And there's just at the end of the day, like, there's just so much, this is the way I think, there's just so much content out there. I just want to give something different. But I want to give something refreshing.
But get this. Different is you. You don't have to try to be different. You are you. You don't have to try to do what other people do or keep up with them. Because get this, people ask me every year. I can tell you the truth. I never knew what was next for me. I never knew I'd be in dresses, wigs, nothing. I never knew what was next. I literally would turn around and do my job, do what I loved. And then New Year's would come around and I wouldn't know. And I would go into the new year, and then I'd have an epiphany. I said, you know what? This year I'm gonna wear a wig. And I start with one wig. Child, you don't want to see the collection now, honey. I have nearly 100 wigs. It's more than that. The trunks over there, 2 trunks over there, a trash bag full over there. Yeah, a box. Yeah. She's got hair, baby. She's got hair. She will run out of clothes before she run out of hair. Oh yes, she will run out of clothes before she run out of hair. Oh, make no mistake about it. Oh, make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. But it's so funny because even getting ready for today, I shaved my head because I keep my hair low. So I bicked my head, shave my face, make sure, because I do feel fresh when I do that. Like I feel fresh when I do that. Like
Yeah.
I can't perform and not have had a clean shave. Like I can't do that. So like I did it, and it's like the ritual. But no, everything you had up was amazing. Everything you had up was amazing. And I like this page, but it needs to be sexier.
No, don't worry, it will be.
Yeah, it needs to be.
It will be for sure. Thank you for that feedback.
Yes, like it needs to be. It needs to be. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
remember that since Instagram has such stricter policies nowadays, certain things need to be kind of toned down. So that's why also I'm trying to make sure things are sexy, but they're also to Instagram standards.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
Destroy the page and all that drama that will come into play.
But stuff like that was good. Stuff like that was good.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, those photos came out great. Like those photos, photographer Maury, right now he's actually retired.
Wow.
We have created some crazy stuff together.
Wow.
We did the Playboy shoot. I think it was. I deleted the stuff for Playboy, but we did the Playboy shoot, and
that was one of the pictures I wanted, and I couldn't find it. I was like,
I'm gonna post the Playboy shoot right back up.
Okay.
Also, like later on this
year.
No,
but you know what's so true too? We don't get enough of this. We don't get enough of content creators getting together and taking, like, giving notes, like, oh, that was so awesome, you did that.
Yeah.
Like that.
And for me, like, I love a controversy. Like, I love giving a controversy. I love giving a bodysuit that, since now, since like the times are so different and just becoming, I was in New York, and every time I go to New York, I get inspired by like different things all the time, because New York is always evolving and just being creative and just like setting the bar. They're setting the bar so high for a lot of people that you go there and you come back here, you're like, you want to do it all. Like, you're just like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to, like, let me get this, like, photographer to do this for me, and like all this. Like, I love that controversy of just always making people talk. Yeah. Because it's part of the evolution part of, like, being human.
What's your birth sign?
Sagittarius.
That's why I'm a Libra.
But I'm like a full-on sun, moon, rising Sagittarius, which is I am as Sagittarius as you can get.
That's beautiful. Like I had my best friend of 13 years was a Sagittarius. 13 years. And you know what I loved about him? He was wild. He was so, like, he was polished. No, don't get it wrong. He was he also would work 3 jobs. I mean, tree. You heard I
we're workaholics.
Yeah, he would work 3 jobs with no problem. But he was so, like, I loved it because when he partied hard. Like he knew how to be the center of attention.
We just, like, that's why a lot of people here in Miami, they love me from promoting their parties, because when I'm there, I want everyone to have a good time. Everybody, I'm like, here's a drink, what do you want? Like, what do you want me to get you? Do you need something from me? Like, I just love the hosting and just making everybody feel good and just being in the party and cheering on the DJ. I'm so many friends with so many DJs because of that reason, because, like, I like helping them. Yeah. So, like, whenever they need, like, content for their page, I'm like, I'm willing to help you. I'll record it. I'll do the editing, whatever, and I'll send it to you. Don't pay me for it. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I just love doing that because I want to help people as well. Like, I just like helping and being that person. Yeah. And it's again, that's just me at the end of the day.
But you know what they say, you never go broke.
No, and it's even about the money. It's just, I always go for, like, just the experience and just, like, the people that I get to know, because I have gotten to know so much interesting people, like, just interesting people that you kind of, like, look, you take a sit back and you're like, wow, like, they did it with their personality and they're so good doing it, and, like, why can you do it? Like, why can't I do it the way I want to do it? Because they're succeeding. Yeah, I can succeed too. So and they tell me, like, their stories and all the things that they've gone through, and I'm like, wow, bro, like, you've gone through a hot mess. Yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah, I
Keep
have
doing
too,
it.
child. I have too. I'm glad we didn't bring that up. No, always, no, I'm always talking about woe is me, woe is the poor queen. She done went through all that. Yeah, she did. She did.
She
But
did.
no, it's so great to also be in those circles because like you said, they energize you. You're around other creatives, you're around people, and it's so beautiful. Like me, I'm not really a club person, but that's because I'm 40. You get it? I'm 40. Like now, like I would love to break my celibacy eventually, but see, like I said, I am so weird because I like gay for pay and I like escorts, so it's not
Mhm.
even, yeah, it's like, girl, you just a problem. I'm just a problem. I'm just a problem. She like, no, she don't even want it. She don't want it normal. No, like, but yeah, but I love that, there are so many people out there that are talented, that are, and one of my interviews said this, his name was Kevin Hawkins, he's a singer. He was like, everybody doesn't have to be Beyonce. You can make a great living being you. You don't have to
Mhm.
be Beyonce. And I added to that. I was like, yeah, because you also don't want the sacrifices that Beyonce made to be Beyonce, to
Mhm.
be that successful. You can make
Mhm.
a very damn good living not being Beyonce and still doing singing, performing, dancing, traveling. I know so many people that travel the world and they're not Beyonce, they're themselves and they travel the world. And
Mhm.
it's an amazing thing and it's beautiful. And I'm glad that we get to kind of like encourage each other. I'm glad that I get to encourage you because everything you're doing is so beautiful. And that's the thing. People are like, oh, well, what else? I need to do this or I need to show more of this. No, you just need to be you. And I learned that in my work. So people ask me, well, what's your New Year's resolution? New Year, same queen. And that's
That's all
exactly
we
what
got.
I do. That's exactly what I do. And that's what I realized because Raleigh, when something's good the first time, you don't need to change it.
Mhm.
When
You're
something's
right.
good, when something's really good the first time, you don't need to change
I
it.
have to change it.
No, so many, and I listen to so many people. Oh well, because Sean was saying it to me. Oh, I gotta try and do this. I gotta try and do that. For the customer, for that. I'm like, no, Sean, be yourself. Be yourself.
Mhm.
Be yourself. You're not a trend. You're not a fad. You're a human being.
Him
Be
being, yeah.
yourself. Be yourself. This is what they'll come to you for.
Yeah.
This is what I'm sought out for. All that other stuff, they want a girl to backflip and death drop and all this. They go to the girl that does that. I'm not that girl. Like I'm not that girl. They come to me for what I offer, my particular brand of entertainment.
Right.
And they will continue to do so. It will continue
Exactly.
to do so. And it's the same thing with you. And you have so much spice. You have so much life. You have so much pizzazz. Like you've got your whole life ahead of you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. We love to see it. We love to see it. That's why I
Yeah.
brought you on here. We love when because get it, you were one of the first people I was going to ask, but I knew you were busy because I'm like, this man is busy. Like, okay, let me wait. Should I wait? And I'm like, I waited, and then I finally slid in them DMs, like, all right, now I gotta ask him. And then you're like, all right, fine, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
No problem. And I'm like,
But for me, like even when people, like I always try to make time for people. Even though I'm busy and
yeah.
whatever and doing like 250 things,
Mm-hmm.
I always give people my attention because I feel like that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Especially I want to know people's feedback. I want to know people who I want to know who people are. I just want to know. Like for
Yeah.
me, it's just like this thing of just knowing that I have such an interest on that. I think I'm such a humanitarian
Yep.
that I just want to see people and I want to know people and I'll get to know people and I want to talk to everybody. I just want
Yeah.
to talk to everybody and just get to know everybody.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Question. With your traveling with the circuit parties, have you ever done the one in Tel Aviv?
I have not. I have not done Tel Aviv just yet.
Oh, you never come
So
back
here's the
from there.
thing, like I'm only doing the US
Mm-hmm.
because I have so many things to keep up in the US and just kind of like I want to finish up things in the US so that I can move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to take things step by step.
Yeah.
If this year, happens to be a surprise and things just like, hey, we need you on Spain or something. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. Well, like, she's leaving,
Yeah.
Roly's leaving.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to just let time do its thing. I'm trying to let
Yeah.
time do its thing and to take it day by day, time by time. minute by minute, because I mean, and it's funny, I get shocked every single day. Like, you sending me a message shocked me.
Aww.
You know, that's why I was like, oh, she sent me a message. She wasn't, it's like she sent me a message that was like a plus. She wants an interview. I was like, holy shit. Now we're here. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, we're like, this is happening, you know? It's like it was snowballing. I'm
This
like,
is
oh my God, it's
happening.
actually
Oh
happening.
yes, this is happening. Look, get it. You inspire me.
Yeah.
I want you to know that.
Thank you. You have
Golly,
inspired me too. Like
golly,
honestly,
look
this
at
interview has
you.
been such an eye-opening experience for me, especially me at 28, as such a young person, that I feel like I don't have nothing to give to the world.
You do. You have so much to give to the world, and you've been doing it. You've been giving it since you were legally able to. Since you were legally able to. We're not gonna tell them about beforehand because we're not trying to get my show canceled. From 18, that's when we'll start. You've been giving it to the world, honey. You've been giving it.
You know, thank you. Honestly, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea. You are a sensation of a human being. And I am blessed to have known you. I am blessed. You know what, girl? I'll give you my phone number and everything. You can text me whenever you want.
You have it. It's in the message I sent. It's my
Oh, period. No, we're set to go. I'll give you a message
It's
or
my
anything. Like, whenever you want to talk to me, or give me a phone call or whatever, or
Yes.
whenever I'm in the area.
Yes.
Or when you're in the area, you let me know. You call me and you text me so we can hang out. Like, I'll show you the crowd over here. It's great. It's
I'm
wonderful.
in
We go to
Philadelphia
dinner.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we'll hang out. We'll hang out and just have a little kiki and call it a day, you know? Like, it's not a big deal for me. I love that.
Good people. You're good people. And that's another thing. Like, it's networking, because who knows? Now, mind you, I'm a performer myself. I'm looking at Europe to do so much. You dance. There's a lot I could do with you in Europe. You know, I just got to get there, and I'm working on it. You know, I just got to get there. And then once I'm there, you know, my friends keep telling me, bitch, come on. But COVID, you know, I'm not trying to die, you know. I'm not, because I had it. I got it. My nephew brought it home from his job in January. Honey, I thought I was going to die. And I'm vaccinated. I thought I was going to die. I said, this is it. I said, this is it. The queen is done. I had to I moved a week's worth of interviews, and I was doing 3 a day at that time. So yeah, it was crazy. But no, like, so, okay. So tell us, with the performing, I also noticed that you have a very successful OnlyFans page. Tell me how OnlyFans got started. What started you on the idea of, let me try this, and then to see it be so successful?
So I had a friend, he was actually a nurse. His name was Full-Time Pappy.
Okay.
We know him as Full-Time Pappy today.
Okay. I know the name. The face eludes me, but I know the name.
She's success. She's a success. So he was my friend here in Miami. He was back in 2017, 2018. This is when like OnlyFans was like, nobody really thought OnlyFans was like a thing to do.
Right.
And so he was, at the time he was a nurse, and I was like, why are you doing that? Like, you know, lose your career, like, judgmental.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? You're gonna lose your career. You know, you have like a whole career ahead of you, but in reality, she had a whole career ahead of her in OnlyFans.
Yeah.
At the time, you know, she was doing well. We all thought she was, you know, crazy and whatever.
Yeah.
And then he moved to LA. After he made a few, you know, for a few first videos, he saw himself being ambitious to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And he left Florida, and then he just went to LA.
Yeah.
And then that's when he really exploded. And then that's when I was like, holy shit, it's like an actual thing happening here.
Yes. Yes.
So for me, I started back in maybe late 2018, early 2018. And I just started with like a few, like, you know, a few solos.
Oh, you're talking about Diego Grant.
Yeah.
I love him. I had to Google real quick. The Googler Schmoogler. Yes, I love that voice. So go ahead, you said. So you started in
So he moved to LA, and then he just, you know, he blasted. He met the right, obviously he met the right people, the right contacts.
Yeah.
He was ambitious he was hungry just to be that person. And I saw him doing it, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything holding me back. I have my own business. It's my own thing. Yeah. And I'm, again, reckless as hell. I just dive right into it. I worked with I did a few solos, a few
Yes.
pictures, pretty much I did a few nude pictures, just
Yes.
kind of like get a little rhythm going on in there.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was like, well, let's have sex. Let's see what happens. And you know what? Like, it was definitely a shift in my head because filming and filming and getting used to filming and getting filmed, it's such a crazy journey because you have so much anxiety when you first start,
Yeah.
especially when you do it with somebody else.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, as you progress, you kind of teach yourself to just be comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And after I got really comfortable in front of the camera, I mean, honestly, I go to every OnlyFans and when I go film with someone, I'm like excited. I'm like, oh my God, let's get this filming. What do you want to do? How do you want to put the angle? Like, I ask all these questions because, I always like to have the person's opinion when I'm doing this because it's a collaboration.
Right.
And I'm like, what do you do? And, I just gotta be very lively to all these things. And sometimes people are like, you're so comfortable. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, it took me forever to get this comfortable, and I'm not losing that right now.
Right.
I'm not losing this comfortability because not only I see that I can do it very well.
Yes.
And the money's great.
Yes.
But I also get to meet a lot of people, which is a plus for me. And I can actually be friends with the people I have sex with.
Yes.
Because I have so many. And like I told myself, oh, the OnlyFans family. Like I'm with the OnlyFans family, and a lot of, there is a lot of cattiness, obviously, within the family itself.
It's gay. They're gay, so
it's gay.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are a family, and we have to support each other because we are just trying to hustle here.
Yeah,
we're on the same platform, and we're trying to hustle. That's all we can do at this point. So I love seeing everybody just thriving. I love seeing that.
Yes, everybody is thriving, and that is so. But that's a testament to what we said. You don't have to do what he's doing. You don't have to do what he's doing. You can be you and still.
And now people have used OnlyFans, like now they have like the categories, like they have like people fuck in their own ways and whatever.
Yes.
And for me, I'm a verse boy.
Yes, I just sent you something. That's Sean.
So for me, period. Oh yeah, him. I love him.
You love him.
He's so hot. I'm a verse boy. So for me, I always like to do my content. I like to flip flop. I like to do that. And I'm very passionate when I have sex. And not
once
to
again, Spanish.
Right, the Spanish, but like not to judge any of the other content creators, but I do have the liberty of choosing who I want to work with.
Right, absolutely.
And I enjoy that because there's sometimes people that I look at their films and I'm like, that's gonna work out for me.
Yeah,
like, that's gonna work out for me. I love you and I see you and I love your energy, but just the way you are in film, it just doesn't work for me.
Right.
And there is such a problem with people accepting rejection.
Yeah.
There is such a problem because I do have people that they want to work with me, and I understand. I get it. Like, I'm gorgeous. I get it.
Yes,
but like,
fabulously gorgeous, fabulous.
But I do have the option of choosing who I want to have content with, and it happens to me the same way. Like, I want to work with so many of the people, but sometimes they just don't like who I am, and that's fine. That's great.
Yeah.
But we need to just be more acceptable of the fact that rejection is something that's going to be part of our lives all the time.
Yeah.
And people, and that's why this has been so much drama in the community, I feel, because like people cannot accept rejection and they feel some type of way about something. And it's not coming from a bad place. It's just coming from the individual himself that you should respect his opinion,
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a pairing, and pairings have to be, you got to make sure you click.
Exactly.
Like, you got to make sure you click. Like, long gone are the days where the porn studio pairs you together and you got to act like you like each other.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, long gone are those days.
And I've talked to porn
you get to see everything. You get to touch. Like, now it's like, okay, now you get to really see. Okay, chemistry wise, let's see. Like, and that's what wasn't available before.
Yeah, and a lot of porn stars, I think I've talked to a lot of porn stars that I've worked with and done OFs with. They tell me like, like you were the exclusive model to work with like Falcon or whoever.
Yeah.
But you will be paired up with these people that sometimes you wouldn't even get hard for them. Like you just have, and it will be so hard to find because you're like there to do your, like, you were there to do your job, but you just couldn't get hard. So your
Right.
job would be like in jeopardy. So
Right.
like now, since they can do it on their own, it's like that
It's a pick.
pressure,
Yeah.
that pressure is gone.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's the beauty of it. But that's the beauty of it because, first of all, they really was trying to cut into the money when they was talking about getting rid of adult content on OnlyFans. But then they realized, and I was so glad because I was talking to the Divine about that. I'm like, they trying to cut. Reason why they were trying to cut back is because a lot of melanated people were getting financially free. They would become
that's definitely one of the reasons why. And also, like usually, and also like it's all about politics too, because at the end of the day, the church has something to say.
Yeah.
And
who cares? Don't
watch. Yeah, exactly. Who cares? Like it's the company's business. Like that's not even supposed to be your problem.
Right.
It's their problem. But everyone wants to be throwing money. Things to be closing things down, and at the end of the day, no, like
listen, I tell our church people all the time, listen here, go look up your pastor's phone. He is a member. He is at least 5 content creators on OnlyFans, and they ain't no women. And get it, he's married with children, and ain't no women that he subscribed to on OnlyFans.
Like I know he has his favorites, and he has his favorites.
Yes.
Stop making it seem like you're a saint.
Yeah,
it's just like there's just a lot of things, and I'm very glad too. Like I'm like, they realized, they were like, girl, this is 70% of our income. Do you think we're gonna close OnlyFans because some other person over here is telling me they're having some type of problem with it?
Yeah. They made $5 billion last year.
Like they're not gonna close OnlyFans because someone had an issue. Especially like just the way people have evolved OnlyFans, like a full-on business.
Yes,
like it is incredible. When I tell you that I see people. Well, I was doing a film 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We did this orgy and whatever, and the person that was the owner of the house has taken OnlyFans to a level of success that he's making over $40,000 to $50,000 a month in his home, just sitting editing. And not only that, it's just like the way he has evolved it. It's like, it's incredible. Like I get shocked because I'm like, girl, this is gonna be like a full-on like empire at this point, like an empire.
Yes, I know someone that made $1 million. Yes,
it's wild. It's just such a wild thing. And I mean, now because there's just, it's kind of like very saturated, and there's just like too many people in it. But in the beginning stages,
you know what? I'm not even worried about the oversaturation because, like you said, you get this. Not only do you get to choose who you work with, we get to choose who we follow.
Right.
You see, it's not forced. So we find what works for us. So if you work for us, we're following you. We don't have to follow everybody. You see, but get it, that's the geniusness about it. That site OnlyFans pairs creators with their ideal audience.
Yeah.
Literally. You could be 5 million people on there. We're not gonna follow 5 million people. If we like Roly, we're gonna follow Roly.
Right. Exactly.
And that's the beauty thing. That's the beautiful thing about it. And people don't think about it like that. They ain't doing nothing. Oversaturation, no, baby. That ain't doing nothing because they're gonna follow you. They're gonna follow, they're gonna subscribe to you. Like, no, like, and that's what the thing is, like, and that's why, like, even with the content creators that I've seen, like the ones that I follow, they're just like, they're different. They're themselves, but they're different. Like I like some of them, some of them get into costumes. Some of them, like I love the costume play, the little tennis skirts and the nylons. And, like I love all of that stuff. And you rip it off, and it's like, oh.
It's like a full surprise. Like, oh shit, okay, it's happening.
And then it just goes.
We love that.
The heat, so it's just so beautiful. And that's why, like, most of my interviews, like I'm interviewing people all over, the designers, people that own film festivals. I'm talking to everybody, but my majority are my content creators, OnlyFans, adult entertainers, because that's what the fuck the world is watching. We're watching y'all. We're watching y'all. Like, that's what we're watching. We leave Instagram and we go, okay, like we look at Instagram, oh, these bitches are cute. Oh, he has OnlyFans. And then that's it. We go.
We go.
Oh, yeah, we go. So I love it. It's been very, very, I've enjoyed this conversation so much. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Give me 3 words that inspire you.
Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Creativity.
Yes.
And authentic, being
Authenticity.
authenticity.
Yeah,
What is it?
authenticity. You said authenticity.
There you go. That one. That one.
Like, yes, girl, that one.
Yes.
We cutting up. No, but that's good. Yes, evolution, creativity, and authenticity. Yes, those are great words because they're true to you. You are a creative in everything that you do, and we love it. Can't get enough of your assets, darling. Can't get enough. Can't get enough of your assets.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're such a great human being.
You are
Honestly,
too.
keep inspiring. You have inspired me, and you are definitely someone to watch. Someone to watch.
Thank you. Keep your eye on me because a bitch gonna be living in a chateau next year.
Period.
I'm gonna make sure I'm out in the countryside too, because I'm gonna be like, oh, y'all want to come film in my house? Oh yes, come on, y'all OnlyFans content, come on over.
No, listen, let me tell you something. The guys,
my own little camera, like, ooh.
The guys that we filmed that that we filmed the last time, they have like so many rooms. They rent rooms out to people too. They made the house a whole business too. I'm like, y'all just keep pushing the buttons and keep pushing the boundaries here. I'm like,
stay with them.
Yeah, you just keep being creative. I mean, why not? You might as well just keep going. It's kind of funny. It's funny. It's so funny.
So do me a favor, tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
All right, so you guys can find me in Instagram. I am .Roland_.
Yep.
You guys can find me also on Twitter.
Yep.
Roly Visky XXX.
I'm gonna put all the links down at the bottom so you can just stay up.
And then you can also find me on OnlyFans.
Yep.
OnlyFans.com/Roly Santos.
You got a link tree, so it's literally I'm gonna put the link tree and they're gonna be able to go to everything.
Period.
Yep. I'm gonna just say I'll add the Instagram and then hit the link tree and then boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, we have to make sure you make some new coins. Ain't nothing better than some coins, but some new coins.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I had an amazing time. This was one that I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
I
can't wait to here's an idea. Maybe in the future we can do a sit down.
Yeah, we'll have to because I'm gonna be doing this for a while.
And you know what? I love the interviews. I've been thinking of doing the interviews myself too.
Yes. I've been thinking of doing interviews myself too. Raleigh, do them. When I was in Paris, so when I was 22 years old, I got the opportunity to go to Paris for 6 months as a fashion model. When I was there, I met at that time the fashion editor of Essence magazine back here in the States. Her name was Ionia Dunley. She taught me something that I never forgot. She said, you have to use every skill and every talent that you have to arise a respected opinion in the business of entertainment. So if you speak well, yes, pick up this thing, start interviewing all your co-stars, because the one thing about the internet is they love content. Ain't nobody gonna ever tell you that's too much content. They're gonna sit and they're gonna watch it. Even if they tell you they didn't, they're gonna watch it. So that's the thing. I had another buddy, I interviewed him. His name was Keith Wayne, and he had a whole full podcast. Several of them they had podcasts. I'm like, yeah, do everything that you can do. You speak well, you're funny, you're sexy. Do it all, because that's what you have to do so you can get into that. Listen, I'm trying to get into the B's. Fuck the M's. I'm trying to get into the B's. That's why I don't nobody own nothing over here. They don't own me. Ain't no contracts on me because I want the B's, not the M's. Y'all can keep the M's. I need B's. So that's what I'm trying to get to. This is my brand, my creation, my shit. I'm trying to go to the B's. Fuck the M's. I don't want to be a millionaire no more. I want to be a billionaire. I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't want to be no millionaire no more. Because my thing is, I look at it this way. No shade to nobody, but y'all became millionaires doing it that way. doing it their way, taking with them taking a cut out of you, and this is that and the other. So my attitude is just, if ain't nobody taking a cut and I get to keep all my shit, then I'm going to the B's. I ain't going to the M's. I'm going to the B's.
Period.
So Roly, thank you so much for doing this with me today. We have to do this again.
110%.
Yes. So say bye, but don't go anywhere.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this interview, and I had an amazing, amazing time with the Queen of Shade.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Mr. Roly Santos. Stay there. So did you enjoy? I hope you did. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and don't forget to cash at me at the Queen of Shade. I am your favorite content creator, right? Right. You want to see more of this content, right? Right. Cash at me. I love you. Mwah.
I've got my black stilettos on. Don't you make me take them off. I'm assuming first position. Wanna show you I'm a boss. I've been given 60 seconds just to put my thing down. I'll have you wanting my stilettos by the time I turn around. Turn that TV down.